Alright guys, welcome to video 5. We're talking about the fifth breath, which is the out breath. Now you're probably wondering why I'm kind of bobbing down like this, and the reason being is this requires a lower stance, and to get a camera angle right, I kind of need to kind of sit down here. Otherwise you see me without my head, and kind of headless person talking is going to be a little bit freaky. So there you go. I'm going to have to talk to you like this. Okay, so the fifth breath, the out breath, is designed, it can't build on the first four. You will notice that we start to increase the range of motion. It's a much bigger breath. It's one of my favorite breaths for stretching. It combines several elements together. There's an element from a Brazilian martial art called capoeira. There's an element of breath work. There's an element of a little bit of everything. So I really find that it kind of works the body in a way that you really feel good. And very often when I do this, my spine actually just cracks a little bit. It releases, and you feel this tension releasing. You go, oh, that feels good. So it's one of those breaths that's really good for loosening up the body. It's also good from a Chinese medicinal philosophy perspective because of the meridian and the way the body is aligned, of reducing anxiety and stress. But that kind of makes sense, right? Because if your body is tight and kind of stuck, it's easy to be anxious and stressed. And when you're anxious and stressed, your body are actually quite tight. Your muscles stiffen up. So this is a great way for relieving of that stress and anxiety by loosening of the body and stretching in a different way. Okay, so no more talking. I'm going to go straight into it. For this exercise, you want to do once you've warmed up a little bit. So if you've been sitting too long, you do not want to go straight into this because it's a bigger movement. You want to do this, like let's say if you've been sitting too long, do the moving breath first. Do the fourth breath, moving breath, get the moving, then do the fifth one. Okay, the out breath. So the fifth breath, the way it goes, we're going to go a little bit lower than usual. So your feet is a little bit wider than your shoulder, just a little bit. You can measure like this. If I'm standing upright, you're going to take your step, open out your feet like this. So that's 1, 2, okay, and that's it. So standing from, imagine that's my feet, right? So my feet, you're looking back up like that. We're going to do in. So open up your toes. So to measure, twist your heels. Okay. Open up your toes. Twist your heel. And that's about just right in terms of the width. So you're using your feet to measure. We do that a lot in martial arts. Okay. So from here, we're going to put your hands on the inside of your leg to support yourself, and at the same time it kind of pushes apart. Okay, so it's a nice stretch of your groin area. We're going to push this apart, and you can, just nice stretch even just as it is, right? So just looking like this, up to the side, looking like this. Okay, from here you're going to go breathe in, and you're going to breathe out like this. Breathe in, so back to the center, breathe out. It's almost like a dance. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. So we're going to do this 5 times, starting from the left hand side. So your left, not my left, your left. So if you look at me, it looks like I'm going to the right. So your left, in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can hear my back cracking, even just that movement introduced. It's a really nice stretch. Okay, in 5 times. On the 5th time, I'm gonna straighten my arm. I'm gonna look up towards the sky like this. Okay, so start again. It's a little bit more movement, but it's okay. You can do this. It's very easy. Okay, shoulder width up. So feet, you measure your feet out. You get in there. You're gonna breathe in. Out, breathe in, out, breathe in, 5. On the 5, you breathe all the way out and stretch. And looking over your left shoulder. Okay, so you can see that left shoulder, and we're going to straighten. So when you straighten your arm, what happens is it pushes the shoulder there. While it's pushing your shoulders across, you're looking over the left hand side. So your head is doing the opposite as your shoulder. Your shoulder is doing that from the arm, looking over the left, and using this arm to push your head. We're going to hold our, not breathe, hold our breath. We're not breathing, okay? Then we're going to breathe in, hold your breath in. I'm going to breathe out. Okay, that's one side. Okay, and then we're going to do the opposite, okay? Breathe in, then we're going to go right this time. Just then was left, right. Breathe in, breathe out, in, out, in, out. When I'm going down, notice I'm looking forward. I'm not like this, not looking down, looking forward, in, out, in, out. On the 5th breath, all the way out, and then you're going to hold. Now this time, straighten your right hand arm, elbow, lock it in, pushing your shoulder down, looking all the way to your right, over your shoulder, like this. Again, hold your breath in, hold your breath out. Do not breathe in, what I'm trying to say. Okay? When you can't breathe in, when you feel you have to take a breath, take a deep breath in, hold, and rest. It's quite energizing. It's quite a lot of movement. What you also notice is when you practice this, you may not be able to hold your breath as long as the first few breaths. And the reason being it's a bigger movement, right? You're increasing intensity, you're increasing the energy. So let's do this. Let's practice with me. We're going to do this. It should only take a minute or two to do, depending on how long you hold your breath. Okay. Step in the center, so your feet, if you're looking for your feet, that's your toes, okay? You're gonna open, heels, open, heel, okay? So of course you wouldn't be doing that with hand. You just be doing that, hands on the side, down, breathe in. Okay, out, in, out, 4, out. Lock, hold your breath, don't breathe in. Okay? Lock elbow, looking over your shoulders. Okay, in, hold your breath. Out. Okay, again, the other side. Breathe in. Okay, out. 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 4, 5. All the way out. Lock your elbow, look over your shoulder. Nice stretch of your back, the spine. Hold your breath. Okay, all the way. Release. How do you feel? It should feel quite warm now. There's quite a bit of energy when doing this. You don't have to go as low as I do. So when I'm training, this is in the advanced module, I'll talk about using this for physical training. You can go really low, right? You can go really, really low. And that does so much for your legs. It's also happened to be really good for the brain. There's a research paper I was looking at that shows that when you train your legs, your leg muscles, it creates a signal. It creates a signal to your brain to actually create more neurons. So your level of this called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, actually increases significantly to allow you to generate more brain cells. Interesting, isn't it? Something here actually generates a signal to say, hey, you need to build more brain cells. Would you like some more new brain cells? Okay, so you can go low and really train this, or not this one, but this, it actually really creates energy. You can use it in the earlier movement to by lowering your stance. But I'll talk a little bit more about this in advanced module. But for this one, it is a bit lower, and we're going to take 5 breaths, okay? And that is the L breath. So it looks a bit like an L. You'll notice a few cracks and that's all completely normal. Now, if you've got spine injuries, consult your doctor as well, right? Err on caution. It's always good. It's good to be cautious. Okay, so I'm a little bit puffed, even just doing that little exercise. So it's great for you. It's great for energy. It will reduce the stress by stretching your body out. Again, your homework, your challenge, 3 of this 5th breath, the L breath. Do it 3 times. It would take you less than 4 or 5 minutes. But if you're really interested in getting more benefit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do the 5 breaths in sequence. Again, it should not take you more than 10 minutes. You do that, it feels long because the first time you practice, it feels like a lot to think about. But once you've been building up, you'll find that it's easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's what my daughter calls it. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in the next video where I'll go through the 6th breath, the 7th breath, and the 8th breath. So 3 more breaths to go. We're almost there. And then we can talk about how this actually builds onto business application, because that's where it gets really interesting, right? You build a foundation, you want to apply it, you want to make it useful. How do we use this? So we get the foundation out of the way, just 3 more breaths. Almost there. Keep it up. You're the best. Okay, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.